Sequence text behavior. So sequence text behavior can be found here on the behaviors, text animation, and sequence text. So what the sequence text do is that it can help you animate your text. So sequence text behavior has a lot of properties that we can adjust. I will explain one by one for now. So parameter, if you click this drop down here on the add, you will be presented with these properties. We have the format, 3D, up to drop shadow. So format is the normal format properties of our text. 3D, when you have a 3D text, face, like for this, and outline, glow, and drop shadow. So remove. This one removes the parameter that you have added. For example, I'm gonna add a format, property, and position. If I don't want to use this, I'm gonna click this remove, drop down, format, and position. So controls, we have sequencing, to, from, through, and through inverted, and from keyframes. Next is animate, from character without spaces, up to custom. Next is the select. If you want to specifically select the characters on your text that you want to be animated. Spread is how much or how many will be affected on your text based on the settings you have changed here on the sequencing and animate, also from the parameter. So direction is, you can select forwards up to random. Then speed, we have different speed or animation speeds available for us. We have the constant up to custom. Then loop, or how many loops you want your text. Then apply speed, we have the once per loop up to per object. Then start offset and end offset. End condition also, we have this end condition. So variance, I don't usually use this one, so I will not explain. Up to position type. For now, let's focus on the most commonly used part of the sequence text. Next is, after applying the sequence text, you can notice that it occupies the timeline. What this means is that the sequence text will run through this timeline. For example, let's add a parameter, format position, on our text. I'm gonna add a Y position for my text, on my text, I mean. I now have a position of -300 from the starting position because up here sequencing from, so it will start from -300. Animate using character and spread 1, so it means one character at a time. Then direction forward, it means it will start from left to right. And speed, we have a constant speed. And loop, only one, so it will loop within this and apply speed of constant based on the length of our sequence text. Now let's look at it. Okay, as you notice, the sequence text or the text animation is quite slow because our sequence text occupies the whole timeline. If we want our text animation to be much faster, we need to shorten our sequence text. For example, I'm gonna set my sequence text at 1 second and press O on my keyboard. Now, let's play it again. Our text animation is much faster. Okay, let's start again from the top. So position, it will start from -300. So because I've selected from sequencing. If I change this to 2, so my text will start from the starting position going to negative 300. For example, as you can see, it started from the starting position 0, 0, then goes to negative 300. Next is the animate. Currently it animates character. If we select this one, character with the, or select this one, we have a few selections that we can choose. If we select word, it will animate per word. Okay. If we select line, so it will animate by line. Let's add one more line on our text so that we can see the difference. Okay. Now animate per line. Okay. As you can see, it animates per line. Next is spread. So spread, if we adjust this, let's say 4, okay. Did you see the difference between the spread 1 and spread 4? Let's look at it again. So spread 1, it will animate one line. To understand spread much more, let's adjust the animate from character. Then let's delete the other line. So remember that we have a sequencing 2. Okay. So let's set the spread to 1 again. So currently my text will animate one character at a time. However, if we adjust the spread, the animation will be, or the animation will affect also the other characters on our text. For example, let's change it to 5. And let's look at it frame by frame. So you can see the difference between adjusting the spread of in the sequence text. So next is direction. So currently the direction is forwards, so it will do left to right. So forwards, then backwards from right to left, center to ends, and ends to center, then random. So random seed, click this one if you want a random number. Okay, let's select the direction to forwards again. Then speed, we have different speed. Currently we are on constant, so let's use is both. Accelerate. Okay, so next is custom. So custom is really important if you want your text animation to have a specific speed. Let's change first the sequencing from to from. Okay, then let's add a custom speed. Using custom speed will provide you a keyframe. Okay, set this to 100. Then go to keyframe editor. Then now we can adjust our text animation in here. Okay. Okay. So loop. This one I don't usually use this. I just leave it as is. But if we adjust this one, for example 5, so this animation or our speed or this one, the position, will repeat 5 times within this 1 second sequence text. However, if we adjust our sequence text, let's say 3 seconds, it will loop 5 times on this 3 second sequence text. Okay, let's select it to 1. So next is apply speed. Currently is once per loop. So it means this custom speed will be applied once only on this text. However, if we change it to over entire duration, almost no difference, right? However, if per object, it means this custom speed will be applied to each character on our text. Did you see the difference? So once per loop and per object. So next is start offset. Let's look at the keyframe editor. Let's turn it on. Currently, our sequence text starts at 0, right? Starts at 0. However, if we adjust the start offset, it will move that starting animation. So start offset 20 frames. The animation will start here at the 20th frame. So 0 and 20. Okay. Next, end condition, hold. So it will hold this. If we change that to wrap, so there's not much of a difference. So ping pong, let's see what will happen. Nothing also happens. I don't usually use this tree because I trim my sequence text. However, if you have a sequence text that is up to the end of your project, you can use this thing. You can use these parameters. Okay, let's reset again. Now let's animate again our text. Let's add opacity or scale. Let's add both. And adjust our sequence text. I want my sequence text to go 3 seconds. Okay, then trim that. Now I want my sequence text to go start from the top. Okay, start from the top and start with an opacity of 0 with a scale of maybe 215. Okay. Then let's adjust some of the controls we have. So because I want it to start from, I will select from. Then I want to animate using character without spaces. So what's the difference between character and character without spaces? Character without spaces ignores this space in here. For example, let's look at character first. Let's adjust my position and set the opacity again to 100. And let's set the scale. Okay, so character. We're here on the end, right? And then you see, after a few frames, T should have come down. However, it doesn't. Okay, now if we select animate character without spaces, motion will ignore that space there. For example, N, T immediately. Okay. Then how about we try this custom? Using custom provided us a different kind of animation. So start this main. I want sequence text to start from the 0. So it means the first character in our text and end at the last character on our text. So that's the character without spaces. I don't usually use this custom. I just mostly use character up to line. So select. Currently the range is all. So it means all the characters on my text will be animated. However, if I want to specify, I can click this and adjust. So for example, I want a specific character in my line to be animated. I'm gonna select this one and adjust properties here. So start index, it means it will start at 0 and end in index 1. So if you adjust this end index, let's say 20, it will select all the characters in my line. If inverse, nothing is selected. So let's just select all. Then now let's play around with backwards and speed to custom. Let's add some keyframe. And adjust the keyframe editor. Okay, so that's how to use the sequence text behavior in Apple Motion. I hope that you did not get confused on my explanation because I tried to explain it as easy as I can. I hope you can explore more of this sequence text behavior in Motion. Thank you and see you again next time.